How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about Palantir. I know it has been a minute, but it is in a very attractive range. It is in an accumulation phase, and I do see another move coming up. So that's why I want to give you guys this video. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We want to take a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in the bearish case scenario and as well as in the bullish case scenario. I want to make sure you're prepared. This looks like a solid swing trade right here. And then we're going to be taking a look at the short interest information. The reason why this is important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to take a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know the buying and the selling behavior on the institutional side and as well as on the retail side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for Palantir. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $18.53, being up 1.76%. On the low, it tested $17.86, and then on the high, testing $18.57. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 33.695 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days being at 28.684 million shares. So we did end up seeing above average volume on the day, and this was beneficial for Palantir stock. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is the daily chart, we can see from the RSI down below, it is right around 41.63. And then when we take a look at our moving averages here in the chart, we are below the 100-day, the 200-day, the 50-day, and as well as the 21-day EMA. So what does this tell us right away? That Palantir is in a bear market. It is trading below all of our major moving averages. But one thing that I want to bring to your attention though is this is definitely a great spot, and this is an accumulation phase. We could see the last time we started testing these particular areas was all the way back in May. We ended up seeing a low of around $17.20, so that particular range. And now here we are at $18.53, doing some series consolidation from 14th of December, moving on to where we're at right now in the beginning of 2022. And then we could see there's been a strong area of support right at this $18 level, or we could say where it tested on the low right into the $17.80 range. So for the rest of this week, I would love to see some price action from Palantir that puts it above the 21-day EMA at $19.11. So getting above 19 will be crucial for Palantir, and once we're able to do that, then I'm going to look for that move going to around 20 bucks. I feel this will be a psychological area for Palantir, but once we get above 20 and if we can consolidate it above it, then I'm going to be looking forward to that next move up to the 50-day where we can get to 21.46, keeping an eye on 21.50 and then seeing where we go from there. So again, this particular area where it's at, not a bad idea if you're thinking about adding to your position, but I would say be patient with your entry, and if you could catch it in the $17 range when it does a pullback, that's not bad either. Considering the 52-week high is at $17.06, I do see a good amount of upside here. So let's see how Palantir performs as this week progresses. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for Palantir. So for the dark pool short volume ratio, it is at 24.14%, and then for the dark pool short volume, it is just over 2.67 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 10 million, updated 26 minutes ago, and then for the short ball fee rate, it is at 0.25%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we can see for the close of the 30th, it's at 29.36, and then for the close of the 31st is at 24.14. So that is a significant decrease there, but one thing that still remains, Palantir does have short squeeze potential. The criteria we normally look for is 21% or higher, and since it is at 24, this is why I say you want to keep a close eye on this play. So now let's go into the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for Palantir. So we can see here on the inflows at 76.45, and then on the outflows at 76.29. Very close, but it was an inflow day. Taking a look at the breakdown on the large, it was 2.36. On the medium, it was 50.50. And then on the small, it was 23.59. Taking a look at the outflow side on the large, it was 1.84. On the medium, it was 51.23. And then on the small, it was 23.22. Keep in mind, these numbers are in the millions. Taking a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see for today, January the 3rd, it being that inflow of 520.83. And we've seen some strength for the past 3 trading days. And out of 5 trading days, 4 of them were inflows. This looks very bullish. So when we analyze the numbers even further for the small scale orders that tend to represent the retail side, we had more buying than we had selling, but it was still fairly close. And then when we take a look at what happened on the medium, we had more selling than we had buying. And of course, for the large, we had more buying than we had selling, which potentially could represent institutions. When we take a look at the turnover ratio, it's right around 2.08%. So this is not too bad for a stock like Palantir, and it does show us that many are holding on to their positions. We also do see there's demand in the market for shares, and this is why I'm looking forward to seeing a big move coming up real soon, considering this stock has been in an accumulation phase. So now let's go into the final thoughts, and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for Palantir, I do see a swing trading opportunity here, but it is not guaranteed. I want to make sure I put it out there, so make sure you're using the right risk management. A good example of this, right now Palantir is using $18 as an area of support. It does break through it on occasions, but let's just say it's around 18. The 52-week low is around $17. So if you are going to be setting up a stop loss, you can set it up at $17, so you're keeping it really tight. You make that entry around 18 bucks, and then you ride this stock up, seeing if it can go to 20 bucks, because we know if we can get to 20 and gain momentum, we can start seeing 22. I feel the risk to reward ratio on that particular kind of a play is very solid. Now, as far as for the price action is concerned, Palantir needs to get above 19 bucks. And I feel if it gets above $19, we could have buyers really start stepping in. And having that money coming into small and mid cap stocks can help Palantir do this. And this is why I said inside of the technical analysis, the levels where we're at, we were there back in May. So that is a good time ago, and I see the opportunity of where we can run this thing back up into the 20s. And the last thing that I want is for you guys to be saying, hey, Palantir is at $23, $24, right? What do you think? Should I get into a position now? No, you want to buy the stocks when they're beaten down. This is not financial advice. I'm just sharing a strategy with you. When we went on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information, it still continues to have short squeeze potential. But another great thing about it is, as far as for the overall market sentiment, it's become a lot more positive for Palantir. So this is great for investors overall. Like I said, I really like how this stock is looking, and even looking at the order flow distribution, there's a lot of demand inside of the market. So let it get beaten down. Make sure you maximize your entry so you can ride this thing up with me for a swing trade. But again, this is not financial advice. I want to make sure I really put that out there. I'm just sharing my strategy, sharing my ideas. I want to make sure you're aware so it's not too late and you're keeping it on your radar. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.